Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a mom of two who loves to cook, and today I'm going to be showing you breakfast recipes. So these are really easy, quick recipes that you can make during the week, on the weekend. You can prep ahead, anything like that. They're really delicious. Let's go ahead and get cooking. Let's go ahead and make spring breakfast flatbreads. The first thing I did was cook the bacon. I just like to do it in the microwave, and I cover it with a paper towel and it doesn't splatter that way. Next, I went ahead and prepped the asparagus. So I normally just break it at kind of its natural breaking point, so that would just keep the parts that I would actually want to eat. And then I chopped it into about 1 or 2 inch slices, and I went ahead and steamed it in the microwave. So I just put it in a bowl, added about a tablespoon or two of water, and covered it with a dish towel. And I microwaved it for 5 minutes or so, just so that it would kind of soften. I placed my naans on a parchment-lined baking sheet. I couldn't find any flatbread or pizza crust, which is what the recipe originally called for. And then I put some olive oil on it. So I just used a brush and I just kind of brushed on the oil. Then I went ahead and added cheese, so I used both sharp cheddar and Parmesan. You can of course use whatever type you'd like. I added the bacon next. Just go ahead and add however much you want. I just added the amount that I cooked basically. Then I add the asparagus I steamed in the microwave. And so what I'm doing is basically creating a well so I can put an egg in the middle, and hopefully it won't run out around the bacon and the asparagus. Then I went ahead and placed 1 egg on each naan. So you can tell that it didn't run outside of that well. And then I put it into a preheated oven, which was at 425, and I cooked it for 15 minutes. So this made a medium egg, so it wasn't like runny, it was just kind of a soft yolk. So if you want it more runny, cook it for less time. It didn't taste burnt at all, even though it looks kind of burnt, but it was so good. We loved it. I look forward to making this one again. Now let's go ahead and make tortilla French toast. Here are all the ingredients. You basically just use tortillas, stuffing, and the batter. The batter consists of milk, nutmeg, cinnamon, and vanilla, along with 2 eggs. I did add a little bit more than the recipe called for just because I wanted to throw all the tortillas in at once. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Give it a good stir and then add the tortillas to it. So I just kind of flip them over so they would all get nice and wet and kind of soak in that batter. So to cook it, I added butter to the pan, and then I went ahead and added the tortilla. After a couple of minutes, I flipped it over and then added the filling. So I thought it would be kind of fun to show you. This was the first one that I tried, so it's definitely a learning curve to this. So the first one took me a lot longer than the ones at the end did, just because I knew what I was doing. So I added Nutella and I spread it on there, and then I added some fresh strawberries that I had chopped up and added just a tiny bit, like a teaspoon of sugar to, a few hours before. So once I added all the fillings, then I went ahead and folded it up. So the original recipe said to roll it, but I wasn't sure how to do that since it would be really hot. So I just folded it kind of in thirds, and then I set it aside and did it all again. So you can see it got a lot smoother as I continued making them. Once they were all cooked, I did add whipped cream and fresh strawberries to the top, just kind of for fun. So we liked it. I've never had this sweet tortilla before. It was kind of like a crepe, I guess. But it was tasty and it was fun. Pretty indulgent, but we'd do it again. And of course, you could stuff yours with anything. Next, let's make hash browns and eggs. So this is a really simple recipe, and I've kind of seen a variety of different recipes going around the internet, but this is my version. So I put some olive oil in a pan, add some hash browns. You add the amount you want based on the number of people who are going to be eating this breakfast, and just cook them per the instructions. So I just kind of spread them all out in the pan, and I did go ahead and cover them and cook them until they were completely cooked through. I don't really cook them until they're super crispy for this breakfast, but you can do it however you'd like. And I seasoned them with some salt and paprika. And again, you can season them with whatever seasonings you like on your potatoes. Once they were done to my liking, I took the hash browns out of the pan so I can put the eggs in the pan. I put a bit of butter in the pan and then I added my eggs. So I just wanted to make fried eggs. You can do like sunny side up, you can have a runny yolk, not a runny yolk, you can do whatever you'd like. And I seasoned with salt and with pepper. This recipe is just really quick, really easy, and I actually make it pretty often. It's filling and, sometimes I make a runny yolk, sometimes I don't, but it's really easy and really delicious. Now let's make tater tot breakfast casserole. Here are the ingredients I used. I just chose to top it with some green chilies and cheese. First thing I did was I added tater tots to the bottom of a greased baking dish. I added enough just to cover the base of the dish. Next I added the eggs, so I chose to do egg whites and whole eggs. So I did 3/4 of a cup of egg whites and 6 whole eggs. I decided I wanted to make it a little bit more creamy, so I added some half and half. Added a splash, so about 2 tablespoons worth. And like I mentioned, I chose only to add the diced green chilies. This would be really good if you want to chop up some broccoli or, saute some onion, pepper, anything like that. I just wanted to keep it super simple. So I also added half a cup of cheese. I used sharp cheddar. I added salt and I added pepper along with some dried oregano. Okay, now that all the ingredients are added, I went ahead and I just mixed it thoroughly together and I just wanted everything to kind of be well mixed and almost smooth. And then I went ahead and poured it on top of the tater tots. I tried to pour as evenly as I could just so that it would all cook evenly. And then I baked it at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. So it really depends on your oven. My oven takes longer for certain things. But anyway, and this is how it looks when it comes out of the oven. I loved it. So I really like making breakfast casseroles like this, just with a potato or even like a dough base, and then eggs and cheese, and then whatever veggies I have at the time. It's really good leftover, and it's so nice to just have breakfast already prepared. So we really liked it. I like the simplicity of just having the diced chilies, and I'll definitely be making this again. It's really fun to try out all these different breakfast recipes. I hope you liked them and I hope you are all doing well. If you have any recipe ideas, include them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.